On.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey.
it's it's Nathaniel Avila reporting from Greater Orlando, and I'm here joined with Ruby Rodriguez and Serenity Robledo from
Coming to you
Dallas.
straight from Dallas, straight from
From
the underground, straight from the I don't know what else. Live from G25. Hey.
you're
Okay.
you're in a place called the Best Southwest. That's what the section of your place is called.
Okay.
That's what it's officially called. That's really it's called that.
All right. Well, that's where we're from, and we're
The Best
joined.
Southwest.
We're joined by the lovely Sandy Morales. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know that your schedule is super crazy. Okay.
I was syncing up the audio.
I'm syncing up the audio, but it's like so random when you do that.
Oh, it's random when I take pride
Because
in my
I'm talking
technological stuff.
with Jackie. Anyways,
Uh,
thank you so much for taking the time today, Sandy, because we know that you are currently working as an essential worker, correct?
Yes, thank you for having me. First of all, I had the laptop and then I changed it to the iPad and it looks a little weird, but yeah, thank you for having me. I am an essential worker. Uh-huh.
So you work for the airlines, correct?
I do work for the airlines.
You don't have to mention which one if you don't want to, but tell us a little bit of how this, whole pandemic, some people call it pandemic, COVID-19, the ugly green, coronavirus. How has that affected you and, your other workers and stuff?
Well, actually, all of this happened all of a sudden. We did not expect anything. Just one day, and everything just shut down. And I actually was speaking to one of my good friends in Puerto Rico, and it's like everything is shut down and everything. The airlines got really affected. There's another regionals that they were very, very short. A lot of cancellations all of a sudden. There were a lot of people. The airport was like half empty like the first couple of days. Like you didn't see, it was completely ghost out,
Yeah,
and with other airlines, just people just freaking out with this big fear of, because this is something very, very serious. Unfortunately, we had a lot of um, deaths and a lot going on. But since we are essential workers, we are exposed and forced to, work. And obviously, we have to like um, protect ourselves with
mhm,
all we can and protect others from, you know, social distancing. And the first week, like, there were a whole bunch of, like I said, cancellations. There were about 3, 4 people flying on the big planes,
yeah,
all of a sudden, and it's affected a lot of us, like, pilots, they sent a whole bunch of emails saying that you take a leave of absences. Very sad for, like I said, other regionals that they went bankruptcy, like, Compass and others. And however, I'm very grateful because I count my blessings,
mhm,
and I know that there's people out there that, working groceries or pharmacies or anything like that that are exposed like us, and they
yeah,
have to provide for their kids. They have to pay their utilities, their rent, and everything, and a lot of people
exactly.
are very suffering from that. And I put my heart for them because um, although, we are exposing, and I've been exposed a lot, you know, I still count my blessings that my family's okay, and, everything is gonna, get back into place eventually. So I'm
Well,
just,
that's what we're hoping for. So did
yeah.
you get to see like, do you have any stories where there was like somebody who was just like freaking out, like out of control, like someone that got mad or something about them canceling
Yeah,
their flight and
actually,
stuff?
there's been a lot of passengers that are, fear with everything going on, and they want like limited seating. So, like, for instance, not people around them. So,
Mm.
the first week that I flew when this actually happening, I was hear myself because I heard, a man coughing a lot, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
coughing. And so I spoke to the gate agent. Hey, like, I've been sitting here for a while, and this person keeps coughing. Are you sure he's gonna be okay? Like, have you checked the temperature?
She
And
was like, coronavirus.
yeah.
Coronavirus.
long, long story short, he ended up being on the plane and stuff, and we're actually. I know that it's been very strict right now where we don't provide any service whatsoever. We have to mention, but there's been a lot of people that are freaking out that you never know what they're doing, like flying for to go see their family. We just
Yeah.
don't know. We can't judge. Uh, we just don't know. But
So
I've
there
been on
are
some
people
roller
that are
coasters.
still there are people that are still flying then, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
actually
like,
picked up. We were from all of a sudden for all these cancellations for like 10 people in the aircraft to like 2 people. There was one time there was like one person, and the whole aircraft's not even enough for fuel. But I've been flying these couple of days, and it's been picking up. However, there's 85% of the flying that is cut off, even though like the aircraft is full. They should only allow 85% on the aircraft to keep limited spacing for passengers.
okay, so that's the guidelines that they have set right now.
Yeah, and every single passenger has to wear a mask strictly. Like, they have to wear a mask, otherwise they can get on board.
So have you dealt with any of the crew, like any of your coworkers? Have you dealt with any of them who are like very upset and they take like a different stance and they're not worried about all these deaths or anything and they're just like, I just want to work. You know how there's like people that are very like upset and they just think about themselves and they're just like,
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a different personality, and they all
yeah.
have like different ways of thinking. There has been a few selfish, individuals like that, but we just have to be open about everybody, because everybody has different expectations and the different way of thinking. They're desperately trying to work to pay off their debt or their
Mhm.
kids. We don't know. And
Right.
there's some people that actually say we shouldn't be exposed to it, or it's just all different. So we have the option to take the leave of absences. However, since it's been picking up, the people that actually like left for the leave of absences, they're
Yeah.
trying to get them back. So, but it's
I'm
been a
just trying to
journey.
I'm just trying to, let it be known how, like, in places like where you guys are a team, because it's like several of you, right? That, as flight attendants on an airline, how maybe this situation could have damaged, the morale that once was there, the good teamwork morale that you guys have. Has that been affected at all, or do you guys just still like kind
Um,
of,
yeah, I mean, we have to keep the same structure of the way we work, and that there's been some changes on board. However, since we are in contact with many of us with different flying, because we jump flight to fly, and there's just some that don't feel as comfortable being around, so we have to keep a distance. However, like any jump seats that we used to take, we are limited, so we can no longer have that privilege anymore. So but it's been sad for everybody in general.
I'm glad to hear that you didn't get so I guess I can't say as much as affected as others who are without a job right now because you're still flying, right?
Yeah, I mean the first couple of it was very slow, but it's been picking up. But again, just like doctors, nurses, and everything, we are exposed, and thankfully, I got myself tested King negative, thank God. But yeah, we've
Yeah,
all been trying to be careful on everything.
please do be careful. And how has this affected your goal in your pilot license? Because I know you're going
Yes.
after that.
Sadly, I can't say a whole lot because I'm still very positive and optimistic where I'm going. And I always say that your current situation is not your final destination, but I do think that sadly, a lot of airline aviation crew, like that, they barely started training. And all of a sudden, they say, hey, we can no longer provide training for you because of this. So I have friends of mine that were actually hired as an airline pilot, and they definitely like left their jobs to start their new vision, their career, and now they're very affected. Where all the schools were very slow. And in fact, I do aviation. It's been about 2 months since I haven't flown because of how people are freaking out with everything going on. The schools were shut down. Um, it's just having that mental capacity of, studying, but you can't. It slowly but surely will pick up. Um, Gratefully, I've been okay, but it has been affected me with flying and everyone.
Well, I'm glad you're still keeping that optimistic mindset that you always have. That's one of the reasons why I love having you around and I love talking to you. It's always a good conversation and an uplifting one.
Same
Um,
to you,
so
Brett.
definitely don't give up on that because you're so awesome. You're a flight
Oh,
attendant and you're going for your pilot's license and you have your businesses on the side and all of that, so that's just
I
amazing
try.
you to
And
be
it's
doing
not,
that.
thank you. It's not always about me. There's other reasons why you do certain things. And, once you've been through a lot, you can relate and be stronger and give that advice to anyone and inspire them because it's just the stress is the way we see things and how we control it and how we react to it. And, there's been a lot of worse situations that happened and other
Right,
people that are definitely suffering. That's why I'm like, whatever's happening to me is not as bad or to other people that are actually there, like
right.
kids and stuff. So
Well, like some
I'm
of these movies we're going to talk about, some of these
uh-huh.
pandemic movies we're going to talk about, like, oh my God, could you
Yeah.
imagine if that was actually happening? Like, I mean, it gets scary when it's something in reality here that's going on to, happening to all of us all over the world. And, it can definitely cause people to freak out. But can you imagine if it was something even worse, like, in any of these movies? Like, I don't think people would, they would not be okay. It would be chaos, absolute chaos. So I want to thank you again for giving us that insight into your essential line of work. And thank you so much for everything that you do and for putting yourself out there and being exposed like that, along with all of your coworkers.
Yeah.
You guys have an important job, and everybody, like you said, everybody's different. Somebody maybe needs to go see a family member who's very ill, and
Yeah.
that's just their situation, and you just got to be there to help.
Yeah, I'm very understanding person. I always listen to because everybody has their reason why they say things and why they come off the way they do. So you can always please everyone, but there's people out there that you feel very grateful and blessed to help them because it's a wonderful feeling to provide service and the reason that I have a job is because of them. So I always have to keep that in mind and put myself in their shoes. Like you're talking about like movies, it's something that in reality we see and it's like wow, we can't like imagine living to what is happening there, but we are living it. Unfortunately, we are living it there. I have a few people that I spoke to, and they did have it. So
Yeah, that's
um, it's one of those things that we really have to be careful and around others. So
well. We hope that you will take the right precautions, and we want you to stay safe.
uh-huh.
So definitely do
Same
that.
to you.
And
Yes, please stay safe. We love
You
you.
too. Love you guys.
And we're going to go ahead and go into Serenity's 15 fan facts so we can get that and that segment done, that part of the segment done. And then we can go ahead and go into our pandemic movies.
Okay.
Also, I've been producing a documentary on the coronavirus. Would it be okay if I use the sound bites that you provided during this podcast in the film?
He's talking to you, Sandy.
What was it again?
She didn't move.
I said I'm producing a documentary on the coronavirus, and I was wondering if I could use the sound bites you provided in this podcast in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were doing a documentary on that.
I am.
I've
been producing it for the past 2 months.
You and everybody else, though. I bet. So you better have some good stuff on there. All right.
I don't know.
Good, Serenity. Look, guys, Jack is live right now. Isn't he adorable?
It's terrible.
Don't call him that way. Can you watch that? Yeah, get in the middle.
Oh no, he's gonna fight me.
Okay, hey guys. Welcome back to my 15th fan.
Hi.
Okay. Coming off at our number one. One of my favorite indie artists, Girl in Red, has a new song coming out this Friday. She's such a queen. If y'all haven't listened to her, go stream her right now. Go add her to y'all's playlist. Listen to her. Cry to her. Yes. Okay. Next, we have another one of my favorite indie artists, Clairo. Her songs, Flaming Hot Cheetos and Pretty Girl, just went gold a couple days ago. She did that.
What kind of songs does she sing? What's her genre?
Indie.
Indie pop?
More like indie soft rock.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll keep it at that. Okay. Doja Cat's song "Say So" is #1 on Billboard right now.
No,
along with 4 other women who are charting at the top too. Don't forget to say that. But Doja Cat is #1. That's what I was saying.
No, I
did. I said "Say So." Y'all know why don't you say so? Didn't even notice the punches.
I wanted Justin Bieber's "Yummy" to make it #1 because he's so wanted.
Stop! They're in the Illuminati. That's not okay.
Because he's so. What are you talking about?
He is in the Illuminati.
Where's your proof? A triangle is not proof.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay. Speaking of, next fan fact: Justin Bieber and Ariana have a new song called "Stuck with You." It's not good. It's not good, but let me not say that.
Why? Because it's the Illuminati. That's why.
Huh?
Why? Because it's the Illuminati.
Yeah, that song screams Satanism, but y'all not ready for that conversation.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Next, Zayn Malik and his girlfriend are having a kid. For all you One Directioners, One Direction stands, I know y'all out there.
I heard that they might be doing a reunion.
Oh maybe. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
That's just a rumor, though.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true, but I did hear about it. I did hear about that.
I know Liam wants it to happen, but I don't know.
You know
who? Liam wants it to happen.
Oh, Liam Payne?
Yeah, that guy.
I didn't know that. Okay, next. 13 Reasons Why got renewed for a 4th season coming out in June.
It's the last season.
Yes.
It's the last season.
Which we thought the 3rd season was. Yeah, tell me why I thought it got canceled like months ago.
Because it wasn't good?
I literally thought it got canceled. No, but like I could have swore that we saw confirmation that it was canceled. Yeah, because of what we and so whenever I saw Dylan Minnette post he posted like the trailer or the teaser or whatever, I was like, what is this?
Was it a shock?
Yeah, because like everyone knows that Dylan doesn't really like 13 Reasons Why, and like I personally just wanted it to be like him with Wallows, like his band, because Yeah.
Okay, what's next? What's the next one?
I probably shouldn't, but I'm a baby.
Okay. Jeez
Okay.
Louise. What's the next one?
Okay. Oh, so this was one that I literally just found out this morning. So I just found out that Billie Eilish, like, she got granted a restraining order for a fan. Like, she put a restraining order on a fan.
Why?
Hey, where did Sandy go?
Oh, something happened.
Keep going to me. Oh, okay. Um, so
Okay, what happened?
supposedly a fan was like stalking her family in their house during quarantine.
That's really weird. I mean, I like her. She's like my dream girl, but I wouldn't be stalking her and stuff. That's
Really?
not
I
how
didn't
do
know
it.
you were a Billie Eilish fan.
I love Billie Eilish. I have her vinyl record.
Fun fact about Nate.
Yeah, let me get it.
Me. You thought you were. Yes, you thought you only listened to '90s hip hop. Yeah, I thought you only listened to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Period. Yes, queen. We love to see it. I didn't even know you had a record player.
Yeah, I do.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Did that come with posters? It came with posters, right?
I don't think so. I think I just got the vinyl.
I thought they came with posters. Okay,
I love
next.
you, Billy. I respect you, but I wouldn't
Period.
stalk you. That's not cool.
Okay, next one. Oh my God, Riverdale got renewed for a 5th and 6th season. We love to see it. Like, season 5 hasn't even came out, and they already got renewed for a 6th season. Like, if that's not talent, I don't know what is.
What is it? I wasn't paying attention.
Riverdale got renewed for a 5th and 6th season.
I can't wait.
Yes,
I can't wait to not watch it.
Oh my God. Oh, and next, a new Dune still was posted by the one and only Timothy Chalamet.
Mm-hmm.
So you should go look at that on his Instagram.
Okay.
Oh, it has been confirmed that the new show that Jack Dylan Grazer that he's gonna come on, We Are Who We Are, is gonna come out in September. We got that confirmed by him a few weeks ago.
Do you know what the show's name is called?
We Are Who We Are. That's the name of the show.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were just saying words.
Oh, that's funny because I think that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next, like I showed you earlier, Jack was live. He's live right now, so that was one of the factors. He's live now. If you guys want to, I'm so cranky. Well, y'all are not gonna see. They're not gonna see it right now. So never mind. It was live. Oh, next, Finn is going live in 30 minutes. So at 3, Finn will be live. But they won't.
In May 12th.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Jaden Martell's new show, Defending Jacob, is now streaming on Apple TV, and it hits different. Like, that show hits. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. Like,
you have Apple TV Plus?
No, I don't have. Yeah, I have Apple TV. We'll just say that.
Oh, jeez. Chris Evans is in it, which I like.
Chris Evans is in it. Yeah, it's a really good show. You should go watch it.
I will watch it legally. I will, because I have Apple TV.
Who said I was watching it illegally?
Nobody said that.
Okay.
Nobody said that.
You implied it.
No.
Okay, next. Florence Pugh is gonna be Black Widow in the new Black Widow movie that comes out this year. If they don't postpone it or reschedule it because of COVID.
Wait, I thought Scarlett Johansson was Black Widow.
No, Florence is gonna be Black Widow.
Wait,
In
on
what?
what?
In the new movie, look, did you not see?
She's not Black Widow.
It says she was Black Widow.
She's in Black Widow.
But who is she?
She's her sister.
But then why
She's
did
Natalia Romanoff's sister.
Oh, she's Crimson Widow.
But
That's
it
the
literally
character.
says that she's Black Widow. I was like, who is
She's
she
not
playing?
Black Widow.
She plays Crimson
Then this
Widow.
has it wrong. Look,
What are your sources? We gotta check your sources.
Google. I was using Google.
Really, the Google front page? Not like anything from Google?
Girl, you literally
What's the
you
title?
need to fact check your stuff before you. I need to fact check your stuff. Are you
Yeah, I
done?
wasn't. No, I have one more. Also, Tame Impala performed live on the Stephen Colbert Show last.
And it was
Wait, who?
amazing.
Wait, who is this?
Tame Impala.
If you don't know
Oh.
who that is, we can't be friends.
We can't help.
Oh, okay.
Sandy's gonna get back on. She said she had a call to take for work.
Why'd you get off of the line?
Because she's been.
What is he saying? What has he been saying?
He said something about that he plays golf and tennis. Anyways, okay, let's go through this Australian film. What year you said we were going back in time to?
2017.
That's not really that bad. Okay.
What do you mean? It was 3 years ago. It's still going back.
Okay, 2017, an Australian film. It was made by an Australian person or in Australia. Is that what you mean?
It was made by 2 Australians.
By two.
And it was filmed in Australia.
Okay.
Two Australian filmmakers named Ben Howling and Yolanda Ramke. And it's actually based on a short film that they made back in 2013, and it's a feature film based on that, and it's starring Martin Freeman as the main character of Andy. Pretty cool, huh?
Pretty cool. You can tell me what it's about. It's about pandemic, I'm sure, but what happens?
Okay, so basically, an epidemic spreads all over the continent country of Australia, and a father, which is Martin Freeman, searches for someone willing to protect his daughter, because it's basically like zombies and stuff, like infected zombies,
Mm-hmm.
just roaming around Australia.
Which is
So
what
it's
normally all of the pandemic movies lead to, right? Zombies.
pretty much. Like, it's really cool to see like zombies in a new like environment.
How
Yes.
about now?
Yay! Yeah!
I got it on my phone. I installed it. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
Queen. We love to see it.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Well,
so what's
Nate,
your
Nate was just finishing his. We're going over his film right quick, and we'll let him finish, so you can go into yours.
Yeah, it's really quick. So, basically, it's a film. It's called Cargo, and it takes place in Australia. And it's basically a bunch of people who are getting like infected and turning into zombies. So it's really cool to see like the Australian outback, like being like with zombies roaming around, because it's a new environment. I've never seen that before.
Wait, do they integrate like the big, huge spiders and animals that they have out there?
No, that's too much. That would be too
Oh
much.
my God, I would not want to see it just because of that alone. Like,
Yeah, me neither. So basically, what it's about is this family. Martin Freeman plays the dad, and he has a wife, and a daughter. So they're living on like this river. So they're staying away from the zombies, and then all of a sudden, the wife goes to a shipwreck in the river, and she gets bitten by a zombie. And then all of a sudden, she's getting turned into a zombie because it takes 2 days for a person to get turned into a zombie.
on this
So-
movie.
Mm-hmm. And in this film, yeah. So she slowly gets turned to a zombie. So in order for he needs to go to a hospital, help him get a cured. But unfortunately, he doesn't make it. He ends up crashing into like a tree, which ends up impaling her.
Oh no.
Yeah, and the loss of blood makes the transformation faster. So she turns into a zombie, like
In the car.
in the car.
Okay.
And he still has his daughter with him. So, he gets bit himself. He gets bit by his wife, who's now a zombie. He saves his daughter, but now he's bit him. Now he's infected himself. So now he has two days in order to find a good safe space for his daughter before he turns into a zombie. So that's basically the film.
I feel like I've seen that somewhere. Someone may have taken that piece and put it somewhere else because I feel like I've seen that on The Walking Dead, like on one of the episodes where the dad was gonna turn and he knew and he had like a little baby with him and he had to like go leave the baby with somebody else because he knew he was gonna turn. Or maybe I saw the movie. I don't remember.
Yeah. So So it's actually kind of really nice because because he has a daughter now. His daughter's a baby,
Yeah.
so she doesn't know what's going on. So what he would do is like he would have his wife's perfume and he would just like spray it around her. So then her daughter would associate the perfume with her mother. So they
Aww.
would know that she's still around. So in the end, he meets this Aboriginal kid whose dad also turned into a zombie, but this Aborigine kid is keeping him away from the tribe
Huh.
because the Aborigines have basically like became like zombie slayers and they're like slaying
Of
zombies down.
course.
Yeah,
Well, damn, that sounds like a cool movie.
yeah.
And
So
like seeing it in Australia, like you said, would be crazy. But I really like it's such a tearjerker whenever they start involving like babies and kids and stuff like that in these movies, and it's like,
yeah,
oh,
that's how they
so
raise the stakes.
yeah.
So basically, in the end, he takes uh, she the Martin Freeman's character Andy, I think that's his name, gives uh, finally is able to like send his daughter to the Aboriginal tribe, who will take care of her and raise her as one of her own,
Yeah.
and he fully turns into a zombie.
And then he
And
gets killed by the Aborigines. Right?
actually, not yet. Before he gets killed by an Aborigine, he does get killed by an Aborigine, but like before that, the kid takes out the bottle of his wife and just like sprays it in front of him, and then he's like, you can see that uh, hint of recognition in his eyes, and then the
Um,
Aboriginal just like stabs him, and then kills him, and that's the end.
uh, where can you
Yeah,
watch it?
Netflix. Watch it on Netflix. It's really good.
All right. And
All
Sandy,
right.
I know you have very limited time, so if you want to
Yeah.
just give us what you can on your movie.
Hi. So I came back. There's different movies that remind me of this pandemic. But it's one of the last ones that Bird Box, just because my family and my especially my dad has been a fan of Sandra Bullock.
Uh-huh. Well, who
So,
isn't? She's such a
huh?
queen. Who isn't a fan of Sandra Bullock? Like seriously.
Yeah. So, thinking about it, how unbelievably like we're living, and how everything just started, like in other places, in other countries, and then all of a sudden it's happening here, and everything's just like this, like that, without an expected. So basically I think that it reminds me of it, because blindly, like, we were not expecting this, and then like for us to like have some special like contact, not having a mask, no protection and everything, how rapidly it can just spread to a lot. It's like a domino effect. In like reality and movies, how like all of a sudden happens, and it's like chaos. So with this movie, with Bird Box, it's basically about how this disease and how catastrophe affects like worldwide, and how many people are having such accidents just like by seeing it. Like, you have to be blind. Like, it's kind of like, I'll say, like Medusa.
Yeah, you can't see it or else you turn to stone.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
in this case, you can't see it or else you kill yourself.
I
yeah.
thought it
And
was
it's,
more of a monster than a disease.
yeah, I mean,
But I mean,
especially, huh?
yeah, we don't like they never really show what it is.
Yeah,
Like I know that they kind of show like a shadow at one point that
yeah.
makes it look like something, but I think she's kind of comparing it to something that can happen like in an instant
Yeah.
and it affects everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were gonna show the monster, but they cut it out of the
Oh, they
film.
were gonna show the
Yeah,
monster.
you can
So
see
it
BTS
was a monster?
footage. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they took it out of the film.
I didn't know it was
Wow.
a monster. I thought it was
Yeah,
like I don't know.
yeah. There
Sound
was
like
also that scene of that crazy guy who was like sketching images of it
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, I remember that. He was
Mhm.
sketching like black stuff on paper, right? He was
Yeah,
like coloring it or whatever.
it was
Yeah,
supposed
so
to be
some
like Lovecraftian stuff, like
so some
Lovecraftian
people could
monsters.
see it, right? And they would just like go crazy from it. or what?
only like bad people, like people who were like convicts and everything, they would see it and then they would basically become like slaves to it, kind of.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like that whole movie is like a metaphor, really, like Bird Box. It can be there can be like so many metaphors in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, especially like, protecting the kids and everything. Like, could you just imagine, like, in today's society, how, like, I don't know if you guys read through it or not, but like people that were having, like, women that were expecting babies, and then all of a sudden, like, they had the coronavirus, and then all of a sudden the babies were effective. So it's very sad. I had a few friends that were due and everything, and I just you just gotta be careful.
Oh my God.
You gotta be
That's
very.
true. There's so
I
many
read
people out there with situations like that it's just like wow. Like
I
you
read
have a baby and you have to go to deliver the baby at the hospital, but yet
Where there's
where
because
there's
it's
corona patients. Like
highly contagious. I have some friends in New York, unfortunately, and there was a lady that she already had breathing problems, and the thing that is most explosive, if you already have a condition like asthma or anything like that, it affects your lungs, and you're at higher risk. People who are like my dad, like diabetic, and thing like that, you gotta be very, very protective. And it's like sad because if you have a condition, then you have to go to the hospital where it's highly exposed. Like, it's sad. It's just one of those things that it
well, let's
reminds
hope.
me of movies.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it feels like we're in a movie. And like with this Bird Box movie, let's hope that we find a way, to overcome it, just like she did. They found a way, and she's like, unfortunately, you can't see. And that whole scene where she had to go out there with the kids, and the kids were all blindfolded, and she was blindfolded, and then
Mm-hmm.
somebody else was out there, and she had to like protect them while she was blindfolded. Like that whole scene right there gave me so much anxiety. Like it was so bad. So it's
Yeah.
really scary, and hopefully it turns out like that where we all like find a way to overcome it and come
Yeah.
back.
Finally, cautious and stuff. So like we just gotta protect ourselves and all the was around it, and eventually, you know, we just have to have patience.
What was
So,
your favorite part from that movie?
um, I mean, I'm just like, the how strong she is, and she wanted the best for her kids, and especially that newborn. And, and that just remind me because I was like, warriors don't retreat, they reload. And I've admired so many, like, actresses or female women or anyone that can overcome basically anything, just staying focused and protecting, what belongs to them, and that's just one of my biggest motivations. So
I love seeing that in movies too, like the mama bear moments.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh,
I just
I'm
watched
going
I
to do
just watched
anything for my
I
kids.
I just watched Brave for my other podcast.
Uh-huh.
And it has that scene where the mother turns into a bear. We all know that.
Yeah.
Um, and then there was that one scene where Mordu, the big villain, was about to eat Merida, her daughter, and
Yeah.
that's when she basically snaps and she's like, I'm just gonna attack this
Yes,
person. So that's
exactly. She had a big mama bear moment. Yeah,
yeah,
those are
because
my
she's
favorite.
literally a mother bear. That's
Yeah, she was
legit.
literally a mother bear, literally. But Sandy, thank you so much again. I know
Yeah,
you have to go, but
yeah.
Nate and I wanted to tell you that we got you a little surprise, just because we want to show our appreciation towards you and what
Aww.
you do. So you'll be getting something in your Facebook Messenger. We can send gift cards now. So we got you a gift card. Nate and I
Oh,
put our money together and
you're
got
so
you a little
sweet. You
something.
don't have to do that. Thank you so much.
Well, you don't have to be putting your life on the line either, but you are. So thank you
Yeah.
for what you do.
Yeah, thank you. Well, again, thank you for having me, you guys. It was nice to meet you, Nathaniel, right?
Yes.
Daniel.
Hi.
And you guys take care, be safe, and keep What you guys doing or what you guys are doing are great. Keep motivating because you never know who's out there who you could be inspiring. You just don't know.
Thank you.
So, of
Thank you.
course.
We
All
love
right.
you, Queen.
Bye. Good seeing you
Bye.
guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so then now I can go into my movie.
Yeah, what's your movie?
My movie is I Am Legend. It's amazing. It's like one of the most amazing movies ever.
Yeah, I
Well,
read the
I
book.
mean, like, I really like it just because it's so crazy to me how they could pick this actor. And I guess I won't really know if it'll ever work with any actors, to begin with. But they gave us Will Smith, and he is like the primary person that you see throughout this whole movie. It's like basically the whole movie is just him, right? They'll have flashbacks that show like everything else, how it was and stuff like that. But basically, the whole movie is him. And
Him?
so
Yeah.
I'm really glad that they chose the actor that they did because I think he did so well in the very fact of, the matter is that it's just him. Like, hey, it's
Yeah.
just me here,
So do you think the casting was really good?
Yeah, well, like I'm saying, like I feel like Will Smith did a great job. I don't know if it would have worked with anybody else. I mean, we can't really tell, but I think, for the most part, he did a good job at that, at keeping our attention. Um, Props on that. But I wanted to compare the movie to what it could be like here, I guess, during this whole coronavirus pandemic. And the main thing that is the same is that this disease, it did not pick and choose. It affected anybody and everybody, as far as I remember, right?
Oh
I don't
yeah.
think they ever showed kids like getting the disease on the
I
movie.
don't know.
But because most of the time, whenever he would, go look at the zombies or whatever you want to call them, the people that actually got infected, I would only see groups of adults.
Yeah. Sometimes they would call them the infected. That's another way of calling them.
Yeah, the infected. So
Yeah.
when he would go on raids, trying to get some samples from the infected, because not only was he the last person there alive, and that was his choosing. He chose to stay there because they evacuated that whole island, right? It was like the island of Manhattan, right?
It was Manhattan, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, so they closed all of that off. And first of all, the way that they were showing that scene when they're closing off the island and everybody's like in lines, waiting to get tested and stuff like that, like that is not how it would go down. It would be fucking like crazy. Like people would be like shooting and like trying to get on the helicopters and like, oh my god, people would not know how to act. Like they would
Maybe
not.
in New York City. Yeah. I don't know.
Definitely in New York City.
Yeah.
No. But anyways,
Yeah.
so
New Yorkers are very passionate people.
yes, they are. But
I know that in the book that I Am Legend is based off of, the infected are actually like very intelligent beings.
yes, they're not like, I mean, I wouldn't say like intelligent beings. They're just they're still like humans. They're infected and they have different things that they have to do now
Yeah.
to
Oh,
adapt.
in the book, not the movie.
Oh, in the book. So
Yeah.
I'm going off of the movie.
Yeah.
Don't be coming up and bringing stuff from the book that I don't know because I have not seen the book and we're talking about the movie.
Okay. So the part that made me sad was when Will Smith had to kill his dog because it got infected.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like they always pull in some kind of like, family. Like they show the family from the beginning. Like you can clearly tell, that he's sad. Because first of all, he, like I said, he was the one that chose to stay behind because not only is he a survivor, but he's the one that actually had to do with the fucking disease that got out. They were, the story is in the movie that he was developing some kind of vaccine or cure for cancer. And they ended up creating something completely different, which infected the people that it infected. And then it spread to other people.
And that's how it happened. And so they
Yeah.
started evacuating and stuff like that because they started seeing how these infected people were very, very, really, really violent towards the non-infected, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 second. I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
You're gonna have to cut this part out. 2007. Where can he watch it now? You can watch it now on YouTube. Oh my God, it's 2:57. I know. We're almost done. Oh, you gotta get on Finn's thing, right? What else was Jack saying? About what? Oh, that I was telling you, Rainn Wilson was like, "What do you call your fans?" And Jack was like, pedestrians." And then Jack was like, Rainn Wilson was like, "Well, I gotta let you go." And Jack was like, "You do?" And Rainn Wilson was like, "Yeah, I gotta let you go." I was like, "Why?" And Jack was like, are you just gonna do your own thing on here?" He's like, "Are you gonna do your own solo thing?" And he was like,
Okay.
"Whenever I leave, the viewers are gonna go down to like 2,000 because it was a
Okay.
like it was like a 5,000, yeah, and they went down." He was being so mean. Oh, we're talking about Jack's live, of course.
Shh.
But
Okay. I
anyway,
am Legend. What's going on?
so I wanted to just use mention that comparison because just like with this virus that is going around and any virus, any disease, we have to think about the fact that it does not discriminate. What color you are, what race you are, how much money you have in the bank. Like it does not discriminate, and our governments, our country, the places that we live should always have our best interests in their plans. There should always be a plan for
I think they
something
have.
like this.
I think they have the corporation's interest with
Exactly.
the.
Exactly, because it's like all these people that are affected by this virus now that don't have a job or a home anymore due to the fact that they had to leave their job or their employer could no longer employ them. It's like, how is that our fault? That is not our fault. Y'all should have something in place. The employer should have something in place so that when situations like this do happen, because it's only human nature that this would happen. Like they said, there's been viruses, since the beginning of time. Okay, so how come since the beginning of time y'all haven't started structuring something in case it happens again? Like,
No,
is
it's
this
because this. It's because the president disbanded the epidemic response team that would have handled all of that, and we don't have that anymore. And then this
yeah, but
happened.
like, why would he do that? Because he's an
Oh,
idiot.
it's because no, yeah,
Like,
because it
who
was
did this for what?
no, because
Like, he did that
Obama
for what?
founded it.
Because
Because
Obama founded it.
Obama founded it, and he hates Obama.
For no reason. It was a reason that was not within our benefit, within the people's benefit, basically. No, the reason why is because the Illuminati's behind
Ah,
everything.
shut
No,
up with the
I know.
Illuminati.
Anyways, so yeah, so I Am Legend. Definitely check it out to see how things could go down in a pandemic like that, because that's an actual pandemic. I mean, could you imagine if we had infected people like that running around the
Oh
planet?
yeah, that would be
And
interesting.
that would not be interesting. For some people, maybe. But on top of that, like these people that were infected, um, even though he tried so hard to get them to show human emotion, they were still infected.
Hmm.
And you couldn't do anything about it. And, it was a really good movie. I felt like at the end, whenever he sacrificed himself, like that was the ultimate like hero thing to do. And I
Hmm.
think he felt right about it because deep down inside, he was like, "I'm the one who created this, so now I got to kind of take responsibility for it," which is logical. But do you really
Who's
think
that?
that somebody here that's a scientist who's creating some type of cure would let that happen? Like they would let an infected like just like escape and get out of their like miss?
They probably wouldn't let it, most likely.
That's what I'm saying. Like, cause it's like that's kind of like the illogical thing about the movie. Cause it's like if they're testing something that has to do with like curing cancer, like that's pretty important. They're gonna
Hmm.
have those people that they're testing on isolated at least.
Oh yeah, it would not. It would not go out to market without.
Exactly.
That's why the FDA is in here. That's why we have the FDA.
But either way, it was still good, a still good movie, good story. There was, great, twists that came along with it. Surprises, some sadness, of course, with the whole dog situation in the family. It was made in 2007, and you can currently watch it on YouTube, $3.99, or on
Okay.
Google Movies.
You can watch it on Hulu.
No, on Google, I think. Google Movies.
Serenity, are you okay?
No, she's having a Finn moment now because now Finn is live.
Uh-huh.
I think we're over our hour anyways.
No, we have to compensate because of all the stuff,
The
all the
stuff in the middle.
yeah, with all
Yeah.
the technical stuff. Okay. Uh, I'll just do my next
I
one
did want
really
to
quick.
do my honorable mentions before you do your next one.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not gonna get to do another one. So my honorable mentions are Resident Evil. Of course, that's like the ultimate, outbreak. 28 Days Later. That also has a good story, which is zombies related. The
Mm-hmm.
only one that is not related to zombies that's on my honorable mentions is The Happening.
The Happening.
The
That was a
Happening.
really bad movie.
That was kind of like a bird box thing that they had going on, but instead of it being a monster, it was nature. Nature was
That
fighting
was
back.
so dumb. That is like the dumbest,
Mother
terribly written
Nature
movie.
is so like, how do I say, entitled to fight back at any time that she wants.
I think she fought back pretty good this past year.
And that's on period.
What?
I said,
Oh,
and
and
that's
that's
on
on period.
period.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's go
So,
with your next movie.
okay, where's Serenity go?
She's right here. She's just watching the live.
Um. So we're gonna go back in time. You ready to go back in time?
Again.
Yeah. We're gonna go back in time to 2009.
All
You
right.
ready to go to 2009?
Sure.
And we're gonna go to 2009 Maryland in this Barry Levinson film called The Bay, which was made in 2012.
The
Uh,
Bay.
the Bay. So basically, like this group, like it was supposed to take place on the 4th of July, and there's gonna be like this big 4th of July parade celebration in Maryland. Uh, but then all of a sudden, people just all started getting sick, and everybody was just like throwing up, and then everyone just started like internally like bleeding all over and then dying, and that's what it's about. So, it's a found footage film, so it goes off of like security cameras and all that kind of stuff. And the main character I think was a reporter, uh, who was working that day to cover the 4th of July event,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of this stuff started going down, and she was like, "Oh no, what's happening? Ah!"
Did they find out the cause from what was going on?
Yeah, it was. I think it was some kind of parasitic thing that was in the fish that people were
Uh,
eating, and it got into the human's body, and then everyone just started dying.
from the
So
Bay. From the
it's
Bay. It
called
was
yeah the
fish
big
from the Bay. It was
yeah
fish from the Bay.
yeah it was fish, lobster, that kind of stuff. Um, so like stuff like that, and everyone just started like just dying all over the place. And then there was this one family. It also followed this one family who was driving in. Ah, snap! Stop! Pick a time. Okay, so this one guy, this one family who was driving in from somewhere else in America, and they were gonna go to oh snap! Come on,
To the 4th of July thing.
yeah, to the 4th of July thing, and they didn't know what's going on with all this stuff is happening.
Uh-huh.
So they would come in and they're like, "Where is everybody?"
So is
And it's like,
the story's like around them now because they're getting there.
kind of. It kind of shifts and stuff. It also goes into like this, the CDC, going like, "What is this? What is going on?"
Okay.
Ah,
We're freaking out. We don't know what
yeah,
to do.
yeah. There was this one scene where two police officers uh, were helping like escort the mayor away to safety, and they get a call to go to this house, and so one of the officers goes inside, and then he shoots whatever's in there. We don't see it because it's outside. Shoots whoever's in there. He comes out, and it's obvious that he is infected too. And then the other guy, the other
So
officer
wait,
comes
you
out.
don't need to eat to get infected. You can just like get it from somebody else, or what?
I guess so, yeah. And then he comes out, and he's like, no, we gotta help you out. And he's like, you can't help me. And then he shoots him, and then he shoots himself.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the mayor drives off, and then he crashes, and then he dies.
What the fuck?
What?
That sounds like a crazy movie.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty intense. It's called The Bay. You can watch it on Cinemax.
Cinemax.
Yep, Cinemax. It's a really good film. So you gotta watch where you're eating, okay?
Oh my god, no, don't tell me that because I really love eating fish and sushi and oysters. Now I'm scared.
Keep that in your back of your mind every time.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome. Hey, Serenity.
Yeah.
You're gonna be careful with what you eat.
She's
Okay,
not.
whatever.
She just wants to eat junk all the time.
Like what?
Finn Wolfhard.
Want to eat? Oh, jeez.
Finn Wolfhard is gonna put a restraining order on her. Watch.
Like what happened with what that Eilish did?
Really, I was able to ask him questions. And oh my god.
I love Eilish.
Eyelash.
Is,
You're like Billie Eyelash. Billie Eyelash.
she
Do you
can
have
be
any
my eyelashes.
honorable mention?
Yeah, there's this one film that I'm surprised nobody talked about. I thought it would be like the first one that people would say, and it's the film Contagion.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought that was too like how do I say? Too like obvious. You know?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That one.
And it's
the same for like
film.
I was gonna do Quarantine as well, but I was like, that's so obvious too.
Yeah, that or Outbreak is another one. So.
Yeah, Contagion was the one that just recently came out with all of those actors, right? Like that's the reason why I watched that one is because there were so many actors in it.
Contagion came out in 2011.
Yeah, which one? But that one came out before Outbreak, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
You see Marion Cotillard, Matt Damon, Lawrence Fishburne.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, Kate Winslet, Bryan Cranston, and Jennifer L.
Yeah.
Are all in it. So a big star-studded cast there.
Big star-studded cast. That's always going to attract me. I don't know why.
Also, there was a spoiler in the trailer that Paltrow dies. So.
Oh, in Contagion?
In Contagion. What?
Oh man, I wish we were talking about shows. I could talk about. Oh no, that's not really an Outbreak.
Yeah, we can mention shows, no problem.
I can't think of any. I can't think of any right now. The shows that would be like that.
You said Resident Evil, and that's like a video game.
But it's also a movie.
It is also a movie, yeah, but it started off as a video game.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about the movies.
Remember? I mean, the video game's superior to the movies in every way.
I wouldn't know because I'm not a big video gamer.
You're not a gamer? You're not a video gamer? You don't know the Nintendos and the GameCubes?
I'm a creator, not a gamer.
That isn't it. You know, creators can be gamers. They make the games.
No, but I'm saying for me, I'm a creator. I'm not a gamer.
Okay. You're going to make me roll my eyes out of my eye sockets.
And on that note, we will say goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, also, I just recently played Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's really good. Check it out.
Okay. Ta-ta for now.
Okay. Oh, before we go, what are we gonna do next episode?
I was gonna tell you that we should probably just do guest pick. Like we've been letting the guests. If you want to, unless you had one in mind. I mean, I know we said this pandemic one because we had this whole coronavirus thing that we wanted to talk about. So unless you can think of one that you had in mind.
I have a whole bunch.
Okay.
Let me
Pick,
see.
pick and shoot.
What?
I said pick and shoot.
Yeah, look at my entire
Have
list
we
of what I have.
have we done biographies?
We have not.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I have that on here too, so we'll do that.
Okay. Next episode, biographies.
Biopics?
Yeah, biopics.
Biopics. Is it pronounced biopic or biopic?
You're the cinephile. You're supposed to know.
I don't know. I hear it both ways, but mostly biopic I guess, is the most accepted term.
I think I would say biopic.
Biopic? Okay.
Biopic, yeah.
Yeah. So,
All right.
all right. So,
Bye.
check us out. Bye. Check us out on our other podcasts. Check it out in social media. Check us out check out Ruby in For My Sanity. Check out me in The Kingdom. And
check us out follow us on IG at Wacky Talkies, and also on Twitter and Facebook, because we got all of that.
Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. We have a
Especially
Tumblr.
YouTube, because then you won't be able to see this.
Yeah. Did we say Facebook too?
Yes, I said Facebook.
Okay, Facebook and YouTube. So you can watch it. And you can check us out on all the other podcasts, like we're on Spotify, Google Podcasts.
Yes, let's
Apple
not forget about
Podcasts,
that.
all that kind of stuff.
Where you can hear our beautiful voices.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.